Living in Harmony Creek, Ohio, for the past 7 years has been, well, let's just say it's been an experience. Our house has been a constant in a sea of rotating renters next door. Each new neighbor brings a fresh set of challenges. We've seen it all from shouting matches that spill out onto the lawn to, I kid you not, a full-blown police investigation after someone didn't wake up one morning. After a while, you learn to just keep your head down, wave politely, and focus on your own family. Our current neighbor, let's call him Mark, is quieter than the previous tenants at least. But there's something about him that makes me uneasy. I'm like 99% sure he's involved in some shady stuff, dealing. Every day, there's a parade of different cars parked right in front of my house. Different faces, different vehicles, all sitting there for hours. Sometimes they don't even try to hide it. I've seen things I wish my kids hadn't seen. It makes me anxious, constantly looking over my shoulder. Last night was the breaking point. My husband, David, drives a semi-truck for a living. Usually, he parks it at the depot about half an hour away, but he was scheduled for back-to-back shifts and was hoping to get a few extra hours of sleep. So he decided to bring the truck home. He calls me, sounding stressed, saying there's no space for him to park it. I go outside, and sure enough, the one spot on the street that's big enough for his rig is occupied by one of Mark's visitors. And here's the kicker. Mark's driveway was empty. The curb in front of his own house, wide open. But no, this guy decides to park directly in front of my house. It was infuriating. I know it was late, around 2 a.m., but I was beyond frustrated. I stomped over to Mark's door and knocked. It took him a while to answer, and he looked incredibly annoyed, which, okay, I get it. But I explained the situation, trying to keep my voice calm, and asked if he could move the car. I even pointed out that he had plenty of space in front of his own house. He grumbled but said he'd take care of it, so we waited. And waited. Almost 10 minutes ticked by. Meanwhile, my husband was outside in his noisy truck, trying not to wake up the whole neighborhood. We were playing real-life Tetris with our own cars, trying to maneuver things around to make some space. Finally, Mark stumbled out, looking half asleep and thoroughly irritated. He moved the car, and I managed a strained thank you. That's when he snapped. "Don't you ever wake me up again," he said, then started lecturing me about how we can't park the truck there because of its size. I lost it a little. I reminded him that if his guest had just parked in his own empty driveway, or anywhere in front of his house, none of this would have happened. He gave me that classic line, "It's public property." Yes, technically it is, but it's funny how the curb in front of his house is always magically clear, while everyone seems to flock to my curb like it's the designated parking lot for his clientele. I reminded him that we've always kept to ourselves, never caused any problems. We don't bother him, he doesn't bother us. But honestly, his attitude really rubbed me the wrong way. I do feel a twinge of guilt for waking him up at 2 a.m., but honestly, not really. Now, a few days have passed, and the tension is still thick in the air. Mark glares at me whenever we cross paths. My best friend thinks I was completely justified, that I was standing up for my family. But my mom thinks I should have just let it go and avoided the confrontation. David says I should have just called the non-emergency police line to have the car ticketed and towed. Now I am second-guessing everything. Was I wrong here? Was I the asshole for waking him up? To me, it's not about owning the street. It's just about common courtesy. And maybe, just maybe, not using my house as a customer parking zone would be a nice bonus, too. /Reddit ate a story.